Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Hexcells. Hexcells, Hexcells. You can see the thing. Actually, technically, it's Hexcells Plus. Let's hop into the second section. So we are getting introduced to concepts that were introduced a lot later in the original game, very early in this game. So numbers outside the grid show the number of blue hexes in that column. So we know that a bracket's 3 means that there are 3 connected consecutive blue hexes in here, which means this one and this one have to be included immediately. It could be this is the third one, or it could be that one's the third one, but it couldn't ever be 1, 2, skip 1, 1, because that would violate this. And I'm going to go ahead and use the cheats and tell you if you left click on these, it will make you a line that helps you, and if you right click on them, they will go away. That was shown at, if you've played Hexcell 1, that's the case. So here we have 3 non-consecutive. When you are touching 4 and you have 3 non-consecutive, you know that the outside 2 have to be part of the pattern. It could be a third blue one here, then skip, then the blue one here, or it could be the third blue one here, then skip, and that. But those are the only 2 possibilities. However, this 4 consecutive tells you more information, that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all connected, and this is not one of them. So that one's done. This one then eliminates this, which then from this help tells us this is 1 and gets rid of that. This 3 eliminates these 2. So we've got a little bit more to do here. This 2, because it doesn't have dashes or brackets, doesn't tell us anything, but this 3 has now been solved, so that one's out of the picture. This one's already been justified, so that one can't be part of the pattern either. That leaves only 2 options for this, so this has to be part of the pattern. Get rid of that instructions. I thought about right clicking here, seeing if something happened. Guess what? Nothing happens. There's only 1 in this, which means of the 3 options, this one actually can't be it, because this has to be touching this one. That means that one can just go away as an option. But do I have enough information to make a guess? Well, it would only be guessing, and I'd much prefer to actually be able to calculate the solutions. I sure hope nobody's watching this series and just being completely confused. I don't know how I could better explain it. If you don't get the core concepts when you're watching someone else play this game is just not going to be for you. I'd have to just say that. This is some pretty tough, or at least above average logical puzzles that require you to calculate things out. So we know from this 2 that this one can't be part of the pattern because it's only touching 2 and they're not connected. So that one's out. That means this one's only touching 3, so that one's in. It also means that this is satisfied. So that's that. And we know there's only 1 here. So we have to have a 3 and a 2. So we couldn't do this. We couldn't make this part of the pattern and this part of the pattern. The only thing that's going to work is make this part of the pattern, which then means this is, of course, isn't part of it, and this isn't part of it. This 2 has already been satisfied, so this isn't part of the pattern, and this isn't part of the pattern. This 2 tells us that this is part of the pattern, which then means this can't be. So that whole section now is out. We're done with that. We have 4 remaining, and it may very well come down to something here. We know that there is 1 in this column because it has to satisfy this one. And there's 1 in this column, and that has because of this. And there are 2 in this column. So that adds up to the 4 remaining, which means this isn't part of the pattern. We know that immediately. So, how are we gonna do this? This one could be it, but this one couldn't be it, because if it went here and then here, that would violate this. So the only one where this one would touch this and this one would touch this is right here. Or it could be here. No, that wouldn't work, because then I couldn't put one here and here. So it has to be this. This one then eliminates that. This one eliminates this. This 2 nominates that one. This 3 eliminates that one. This 1 then includes this one, which then tells us this one can't be it because they're non-consecutive. This 1 then eliminates that one. This 0 eliminates that one, which leaves us with only 1. There we go. 34 hex cells done, collected. And already it is introducing what it was really the last trick of the main game. You can left click on the outside of numbers to activate a guideline, and right click to mark them as complete. And we were cheating a little bit by using that, but only for one puzzle, really. Let's see. 4 here, for instance, means all 4 of these are part of the pattern. This 2 here eliminates this. This 5. This is interesting. It's doubling up. I've never seen this before. So 5 means that down this way there's 5. But 4 then means 4 of them are here, which means there's only 1 there. Interesting, interesting. New twist on it. This one, for instance, says 5 and 2, which means immediately that all 3 of those are included. This means non-consecutive 3, so that's eliminated, which means that's included. And then since this is only touching 4, that's included. Interesting, interesting, interesting. What's the next thing? This 1 means none of these can be part of the pattern. So we'll get rid of that. And then this 3 is kind of interesting because we know it can't be here, and we know it can't be here, because then that would be 3. So that gets rid of that, and that gets rid of that. It only leaves this. This 2 is still touching a lot. This 1's still touching a lot. But this 2 is only touching 2, so that includes that. So that 2 is now satisfied, which gets rid of that. This 1 is now satisfied. Also, this 1 was satisfied, so that's out. This 2 is only touching 2 here, so this 2 can eliminate that. This 2 can eliminate all the ones around it. This 3 means this is part of the puzzle. This 3 means this is part of the puzzle. This 1 means this isn't part of the puzzle. This 2 eliminates that one. This one now is only touching 2, so that's part of the puzzle. This one's already been satisfied, so this one's not part of the puzzle. There's only 2 slots, so that's part of it. There. There's 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Eliminate that, eliminate that. This 2 here is only touching 2, so that is part of the pattern. So this one's been satisfied. We can get rid of that. This one's been satisfied. We can get rid of that. This one's been satisfied. This one's been satisfied. Everything in the middle has been done. And now this one only has 2 options for the 2 remaining. So those are part of the pattern. This one's already been satisfied. This one's already been satisfied. This one's already been satisfied. This one only has 1 option, so it's now part of the pattern. This one has 1 in here and 2 in here, so that's part of the pattern. That means these 3 are touching and satisfied, so this isn't it, this isn't it. And just like that, we only have 1 option left, so we add it to the pattern. Nice. I may need to just speed up a little bit as we're doing this, because as these puzzles are getting bigger, you may have noticed, they are also getting a little more difficult. Let's see. So, generally speaking, you want to go for big numbers or small numbers. This one, for instance, here is 4 plus 3, which makes 7, 8, 9. So if I can eliminate anything along this diagonal, this one is going to fill up the rest of the board. This here tells us that this is part of the pattern. This here tells us that's part of the pattern. This here tells us this isn't part of the pattern. This doesn't tell us anything. This here doesn't tell us as much as we would have hoped. This one doesn't help. This one doesn't help. This one doesn't help. This one doesn't help. Let's move on. Let's see. If I put 1 here, then this would be satisfied and this would go here. If I put 1 here, then this would be satisfied and this would go there. So either one of those are valid moves. Oh, this is interesting, but it doesn't help us as much as we would hope. This has a 2, so you might make the mistake of thinking that this is part of the pattern because it's 2 non-consecutive, and this would feel like that. But you have to remember, these 2 are also possibilities too. Also. Let's see. If we do this and this, and then this and this, one of these has to come into this. Doesn't it? It really feels like this is going to be part of the solution. This one actually tells us this isn't part of the puzzle though, which then does tell us that this is, which then eliminates this, which this includes that. And let's see, do we have enough now? 7, 8, no, not quite yet. What more do we have to calculate? I've got too many lines going on here. Let's turn off some of these. Let's see. I believe when you're talking consecutive, non-consecutive, it doesn't care about jumps. So I believe this means this can't be it either. So even though there's a gap here, technically in this direction, this is next to this. So is there somewhere else where that might have been useful? Well, this is useful. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options, and this has 5 bombs in it. 5 mines. So mark all of those as matches and mark that as done. So we need to exclude one on this 8 pattern, not include one. Including's not helpful. And this means either this one or this one, but not both. We have 4 here, that doesn't help with anything. 3 here, 2 here, 2 non-consecutive here, 2 non-consecutive here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 still missing. Do we have to guess? Is there something in the math we're missing? Well, nope, we don't have to guess. This one's been solved, which means we can use that, which means we can get this and use that there. This one's been satisfied too, so we can get rid of these. Does this really open the door, however, for some more solutions? Let's see, 3 options here are the only ones left, so that is included into the puzzle. That gets rid of that, and then it satisfies this too, so this isn't part of the puzzle. This 3, for instance, is only touching 3, so all of those have to be part of the pattern. That means this one has been satisfied, so that's out. That's out. That's out. Turn that off. This one's been satisfied, so that's gone, and that's gone, and that's gone, and that's gone. Turn that off, and that's gone. So we've managed to cross correlate our information and get the middle section done before anything else, surprisingly enough. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 still, but this one has already used its 2, which means this is out, and this is out. That's out of, that's gone. So this 2 is touching 2, and they have to be consecutive. So it can't be this and one of these. It has to be this and this. That satisfies this one, so we can get rid of that. This one's only touching 2, so we can include that. Get rid of that one, get rid of that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Finally, we can satisfy that. 6, 7, 8 gets rid of that. It took us a long time to get to that point, but it helps. Let's see. We only, I believe, here have 2 more options. to get to 4. So that has to be part of it, and that has to be part of it. Here we have 3 options. Well, we have 4 options to get to 4, so that we can't do anything on that yet. This one is already satisfied, so that's out. That one's out. That one's out. This one's only touching 1, so that one's in. That one's out. That one's out. That one's out. This one's touching 3, so that one's in. That only leaves a 4th point here, so that's in. Now we have 4 options to solve that. This one's been satisfied, so that's out. And this one's touching only 3, so that one's in. This one's been satisfied, so that one's out. That makes that one out. Here we've already solved for this, so that's no longer useful information. We have 4 pieces. I could do 1 here and 1 here, but if I did do that, then there would be 5 in this diagonal row. So the only way to satisfy these 2 and this is to put it here. Eliminate that, which then eliminates this and eliminates that. This one eliminates that. This one then has to be this. There. This eliminates that. And then this is only touching 2, so that has to be part of it. So that solves this section. We only have 1 remaining, and it could be either this one or this one. But if I did this one, it would violate this. So we know it's not that. And if I did this one, it wouldn't satisfy this one. So that one's out. And that's part of the pattern. Up to 50 hex cells. No new instructions here, just a ever so more complicated puzzle. So 6 consecutive means if we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 3 in the middle would get covered. And if we started on this side and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 3 in the middle would get covered. So there is no way whatsoever that these 3 in the middle aren't part of the pattern. Immediately, we know that. This one tells us that there's only 2 in the middle, so this one and this one can't be part of the pattern. This then tells us this and this aren't part of the pattern. Now this 0 is interesting because it's not touching anything, so it couldn't be helpful even if it wanted to be. This 3 tells us the same thing about this point. If we go 1, 2, 3, that's part of the pattern. If we go 1, 2, 3, that's part of the pattern. Let's see. This 2 doesn't help us yet. This 2 doesn't help us. This 3 doesn't help us. This 5 doesn't help us. This 3 would almost help us if we eliminated 1 more. This 4 here, however, helps us because we only are touching 4, so those 2 are set. But we need to eliminate 2, not include, only eliminate 2 to be able to fill in that. This one, however, tells us that this, and this are not part of the pattern. That almost almost gets us down for this one, and almost gets us down for this one. This here tells us that all 5 of these are part of the pattern. hadn't even looked at that one yet. And then it doesn't help any for this or this. It doesn't help any for this either. This one. Well, this one now has been satisfied though. Straight down, two separated pieces means this isn't part of it or this isn't part of it. So that's out the window. And because this is out the window and we know it's 3 consecutive, we know that if you go 1, 2, 3, this is going to be marked in the middle here. And if we go 1, 2, 3, this is going to be marked. So this is part of the puzzle. Has to be. And then the 2 here, is there anything that we can say about this? Well, actually, yes. But if we take one step back and look here, this was 2 consecutive, so it can't be this one. And when we eliminate that one, then there's only 2 options here. So we have to include that one. That then turns around this 6 and says it has to either be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be anything more than that though. So these 2 are out of the picture and this is included. We still don't quite know what that is, but we're very much closer than we were. This only has 3 options left, so it's part of the puzzle. And then this 2 consecutive comes back into play and eliminates this, because it can only be here and here. This 3 consecutive eliminates this now, which then this 3 includes that one. We still need to eliminate 2 of these for this pattern and 1 of these for this pattern. So we're still not quite done with it. Could be a couple things. What other pieces of information do we have? We have this 3, and it's only touching 3, so that has to be part of it. And when we do that, that gives us our 5th piece here, which then eliminates this and eliminates this. And we're done with that. So now we have 2 mines remaining, 2 pieces of the puzzle remaining. And one of them has to be here, and one of them has to be here. But they could be shared. It could be this one and this one. And there's kind of a difficult thing to tell. I don't think it's that difficult though. I think this 3rd piece says if we marked this as this, then that would verify this, it would verify this, and we could put 1 here and verify this. Ooh. Or we could put 1 here and that would verify this and verify this, and then we could put 1 here to verify this. But you know what isn't getting marked ever? This one right here. This one's out. And then the 3 tells us that it's here, so that includes that, which then excludes that, and we're done with that. That 3 has already been satisfied, so that excludes that, so we get rid of that. And then this one has to be satisfied. And so we get it done. How far have we gone? Well, we have unlocked went a little bit further than we probably should have. Don't worry, they'll only get harder. We only wanted to go for 30 minutes. We've gone for about 30 minutes, and we went from 2.1 to 2.4. It took us 30 minutes to do 6 here, and we only got 4 here. It may take us only 30 minutes to do 2 here, and I wouldn't be particularly surprised if by the time we're over here, we're taking over 30 minutes to even do 1 level. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.